Hello, this is Distracted Lord, and welcome to SnowRunner. And this was supposed to be an episode 2, but OBS decided not to record any of my audio for the first video. So that means I'm going to have to do all of the explanations in this video again. But, I'm just going to have to assume you know some stuff about SnowRunner. I drive trucks around the world. Well, actually no, just around this map. So this is the first map you start on. To start off with, you just like drive some stuff around this little bit and then you explore the rest of it. And I've been playing a lot of this game, so I have in fact completed all of the things on here. There are no more tasks to do because I've done them all. There is, however, a bunch of contracts that require you to leave this bit of the map. So I have a bunch of vehicles, I drive them around, I like pull things, pull trailers, rescue vehicles out of the mud and stuff because this map's very muddy. Then you like have delivery stuff as well. There's all sorts of different missions, and well, we're not actually going to be doing any of those because the only time I've actually left this map is in the tutorial. It sends you to Alaska, but I came back as soon as I could, so I basically haven't done anything outside of this map. But I am level 9, even somehow. I don't know how I managed to get that high. But this is the truck you start with. It doesn't look like this to start with. I've slightly modified it. You also then get this truck, which is also modified as well, because modifying your trucks just makes them better. Then I also have this Scout and the GMC. So my big Fleet Star and my GMC are big trucks that pull things. The GMC doesn't have diff locks or any of that stuff. So if we go in here, it has the big engine, and it is on raised suspension and the chunky tyres. But the diff lock, to get the engagement one, I have to explore a different part of Michigan. Then this requires you to go to the Kola Peninsula in Russia to get the all-wheel drive, which is kind of annoying because it means this truck isn't very good at mud, whereas this one has the race suspension and the chunky tyres. Then it has an engageable diff lock, so I can put that in. If I put it in low gearbox, I can turn it on, and we have an engageable all-wheel drive, so we can just stick it in all-wheel drive mode. This one is much better off-road than this one down here, but this one is kind of faster. I don't know. I just sort of use them for slightly different things. There's also a bunch of like visual upgrade things, like I don't have a fancy rear bumper because that's a waste of money. But I have bought the roof fog lights because those actually just be useful, and I have the front bumper of this one as well because it also has lights on it, which just means it's easier to see things. And naturally I've got them all painted pink. Then there are various like weird things you can put on your trucks, which I haven't. So we have these two, which are Scout trucks, and then these two. I think they're both heavy trucks. The game categorizes your trucks into Scout trucks, heavy trucks, highway trucks, and I think it has off-road as well. I just haven't actually seen any of those because I'm still on the first map. But this is sort of the first sub-map. But like we can go to the global thing. We've also got Alaska and Tamir and Kola and Yukon and Wisconsin and Amur and Don and Maine and Tennessee, but those last three are part of DLC I don't have. But there's also Smithville Dam, Island Lake and Drummond Island, which I just haven't been to at all. All I've done is drive around on this part of this map, but all the contracts require me to deliver things to something up through this tunnel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and explore up there. I'm not going to actually do any missions because I want to know where I'm going first, but this is what Scout trucks are for. So I could take this one and I could take this one. Now, the advantage this one has is it's more stable because it doesn't have a giant roof rack on top and it's a bit wider, that sort of thing. But it only has 80 litres of fuel, which might sound like a lot, but in this game that's not very much because things drink fuel a lot. You can refuel at fuel stations for free, which is nice because otherwise you would never get anywhere. You were just constantly spending all your money on fuel. But this This has a bunch of fuel tanks on top, so this is the one we're going to use to go exploring. So just turn off the handbrake, and then we have fun with the terrible automatic gearbox, because this game's gearbox is like the one thing I don't like about it. Oh, I also have a bunch of trailers part of it here, because this is my garage, and then I just have a bunch of trailers which I use for stuff, just parked around over here in haphazard locations. But if you look in the bottom right, we have like the gearbox thing, so I can put it in reverse, and obviously that goes backwards. We also have like a low mode, and on some of the bigger trucks you can only have the diff lock in low. You have to put it in low to engage the diff lock. There's also like high gears and low plus and low minus, but like don't need those. I do have a gearbox that I could put in this thing called the SnowRunner gearbox, because currently this just has the generic balanced gearbox, and I could put in the SnowRunner gearbox, which gives you the low plus and low minus and the high gear, but it also reduces your fuel efficiency and your top speed, and I like my top speed, thanks. This thing also doesn't have a snorkel, because I've got snorkels on everything else. I can't remember, it's either in some weird place in some of the pub map, but I think it might just be you have to get to a certain level, because to unlock the upgrades, some of them you find like around maps, you find an upgrade and it gives you one of the upgrades that you can put on your trucks, and after that you can then buy that upgrade. No, let's not. I've crashed. Wow, great job me. Fortunately, there's something I can do about this, because we can press this button, then we have all sorts of things, but because I have these boxes on the top, which you can't, yes, there's this box here which is full of magic things that I can just go boop, fix. Some of the upgrades you can also get just by leveling up, you unlock, and I'm only level 9, and that means I don't have all that many upgrades that I can use. It's also the same with the actual trucks themselves, because you can buy trucks from the truck store when you're in your garage, and they're all incredibly expensive. If you look in the bottom left corner, you can see that we have, this thing has fuel tank of 72 litres, and then it has the jerry cans on top, which it doesn't actually tell you, that have 140 litres as well. So this one has lots of fuel that it can use, and then it also says that it's currently using, what, 2.5 litres per minute. You would think that would be like bad, but for this game that's pretty good. But the bigger vehicles in mud pulling things can get up to like 12-13 litres per minute, but then they have like 240 litre fuel tanks, which is ridiculous. And it might look like we're going quite fast, but if we go inside we're going, what, 30 miles an hour. Yep, no, for this game, 30 miles an hour is fast speed. 40 is barely obtainable. The other truck, the Chevy, I have the option to put in this giant engine which has far too much power and it just starts drifting everywhere, which is quite fun. But the problem with that is it drinks so much fuel, and you can't get extra fuel tanks for the Chevy without A, being a higher level, and B, putting them on the roof, because for some reason I can't just fill the bed up with fuel tanks. Like, I have one upgrade for it, which is that it's got a spare tyre and some repair parts in the back, in the bed of the pickup, and that's helpful. And I should probably refuel as I go past here. I mean, I've only used 10 litres, but that's 10 more litres that I can then drive. Don't really need the all-wheel drive, you can save a bit of fuel. But having the all-wheel drive on normally decreases your top speed a bit and decreases your fuel efficiency. So if you don't need it, you probably don't want it on, just save a bit of fuel. But this is the town thing. Wow, so exciting. I'm driving down the middle of the road, on the wrong side. Not like anyone cares, because there's no like AI traffic or anything. Nothing else moves. So this game has some amazing like mud physics. Like, I'm leaving tyre tracks in the ground where I drive through, where when I come back next time, as long as I haven't restarted the game. I think when you close the game, it resets the mud tracks. I don't think it saves them. That's probably a good thing, otherwise it would be incredibly slow. We're coming up to the tunnel here. I have no idea how this works. Do I just like park up? Tunnels lead to another location. Thank you, game. Very helpful. So Yeah, I pressed the button on there. I assume I can't drive through here. Do these open? Can I drive through them? Are they solid? They are solid. What a surprise. Now I've done 1 damage to my truck. How sad. Oh no, I undid the 1 damage. We're going to press this button and see what happens. That's a truck I haven't seen before in the loading screen. We get a cutscene. Wow. Okay, that was a fantastic cutscene. Really worth the time. Oh no, it's a bit me. So, let's take a look at the map. Oh, we're in the top corner this time. So this is what the map looks like before you explore it. There's a bunch of watchtowers around. You go to the next one, like a big circle around it, like these circles you can see. Then it'll sort of load that in. And then it shows you all the missions and things and all the upgrades. If we go right, we can hopefully get up towards that watchtower. Generally, getting to watchtowers is the first thing you want to be doing, because then you know more about everything else. So I put a marker on my map for the watchtower, and it's over there, and we're sort of staying not actually much closer to it. Yeah, now we're going to start getting further away again. But I need a path that leads over there, and there isn't one. So now as I drive along, I colour in this bit and sort of know about this bit. So it looks to me like if we go up here, there's some place thing up here, but if we go around there, we can come down and get over there, which should lead to the watchtower. But what is this place up here? While I'm here, we should probably take a look inside. Oh, it's a garage. Looks exactly the same as the garage in the other place. Like, exactly the same. Garage discovered. That means I can teleport my trucks over here, I think. Because you can sort of move your vehicles between garages. Why are there cones here? I'm driving an off-road vehicle. I don't care. I'm going to drive through here anyway. No wide vehicles. Do not follow satnav. Very narrow road. If my satnav was directing me down here, I would not follow the satnav. I don't need a sign to tell me that. And I see what it's meant about very narrow road. I mean, I wouldn't call this a road, I'm gonna be honest. But yes, it is narrow. Yes, this is the problem with the Scout. It tends to try and fall over a lot. I don't know why I have to put all the jerry cans and stuff on the roof. Why can't I just put it in the back of the truck? Like, there's quite a bit of room in the back of there. It's not like I'm using it for anything else. You can get a spare tyre that goes in there, but like, why can't I put the spare tyre that I have in there and the other stuff? I'm pretty sure it'd fit. You might have to pile it up a bit, but you could fit it in. And then it wouldn't make me so top heavy. But no, we've got to be really top heavy. I'm going to try and slightly cheat round this bit of mud and drive on the grass next to it. Sometimes driving on the grass next to things doesn't work. Sometimes it does. Here's the watchtower. Let's look up at it. Watchtower discovered. Wow, some trees. Right then. We now have this bit unlocked. I like upgrades, so I'm gonna go over there and then start going over here to get the next watchtower. I'm coming up to the upgrade here. Just have to get through some stupid trees in the road. And then some nice rocks everywhere. What is the upgrade? Oh, it's the bigger engine for this. Increased power output at the cost of reliability. Physical damage tends to make it lose power and consume more fuel much sooner. Wow, so that doesn't say that it makes it less fuel economical, which means that I can go and put it in this thing and then we can go faster. There's some fallen rocks over here. Of course there's always some kind of, oh no, there's been a rock fall, oh no, the bridge has been washed away. Please can you give us a bunch of wooden planks and then we can get this back together and then you can, yes. So, I was planning to drive down this road, but when I got to this road, it's according to the map here, this road has some little puddles on it. This road doesn't just have some little puddles on it. It's more like the river has some little bits of dirt sticking out of it. I'm not even sure I can make it through though without a snorkel. And of course this thing doesn't have one. So instead, we're just going to go over this way and see what's down here instead. Maybe I can just take this path and get around over there instead. Let's see about alternative ways to get into that watchtower, as there aren't any others nearby. I think I see the dam in front of me as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look at that while I'm here. Hey, we can drive up onto the dam. Wow, there's a giant lake, what a surprise. Why is there so much water on that side? Surely, I don't know, I guess, dams. I'm not an expert on dams. It's nice that there's a whole actual proper road on top of it, rather than a normal SnowRunner bad road. Hey look, it's one of those tasks which says, hey, can you rebuild this bridge for us? What's it called? Smithville Bridge. If I show it here. Oh, no. Stupid auto-reverse. Worst feature in the game. Feature? Pfft. We've decided to construct a bridge that will cut out the degraded road and make the route to the warehouse shorter safer. Ah yes, the warehouse. I definitely knew that was a warehouse. Oh no, I seem to be getting low on fuel. Whatever am I going to do? Well, I guess I'll just have to take from my 140 litres. Oh no, I've only got 86 left in it. That should be plenty, because there's now there's a garage on this map as well now, so I can just pop over there and refuel. But also, hey look, it's the watchtower. That's just how do you get to it? I guess we just go across this bridge and sort of go down this bit of land over here. Oh, I found another upgrade location. That's nice. And a bunch of objectives, obviously. So the upgrade's just over here, and well, we're over here, so if we drive around there, we should be able to get the upgrade, and then go off and get this watchtower. And I should probably showcase the fact that you can sort of map your way around. Like, you can just spam these wherever you like. You can also rotate the map, but I don't do that because I get confused. But if you want to, you can do some great navigation. Very helpful. You have to decide your own best route, and for different vehicles that could be completely different. Because some vehicles might not be able to go through deep mud, and some vehicles might not be able to go up steep hills. So depending on the vehicle, you can plan your route accordingly. Then you also have to sort of know the map a bit, which is also a thing. And I don't know this map at all. And I'm not going to have time in this episode to explore the whole thing, because the maps are very big. So if you have any suggestions of things you want to do in this game, do tell me. If you like the game, also tell me, because that way I know I should make more videos on it. I'm going to play it even if you don't tell me to, but do tell me if you're enjoying it. Why is this bit so muddy? Fortunately, there's a solution to mud so deep you can barely move in it, which is just attach the winch to things. Because the winch in this game is just amazing. And I've actually fitted this truck with an autonomous winch, because the normal winch is sort of connected to the engine, so if the engine's off you can't use the winch. So if you roll and you're upside down, you can't use the winch because your engine's off. But this has an autonomous winch, so even if I do fall over, I can still use the winch, which should hopefully mean that I can get myself back up again. There's a reason I put it on this truck, because I predict that it will fall over. So the upgrade is just over here, but it's through a rather large puddle. The road just goes down into a giant puddle. But let's get over there and see what it is. Ah, it's another engine, just not for this truck. Probably goes in one of the bigger trucks. So I'm gonna go and see if I can get that watchtower, but that's probably gonna happen in between episodes because I've run out of time for this video. But that is gonna be it for this video. So thank you for watching, don't get distracted, go subscribe now, make sure to tell me what you want to see in the comments, and until next time, goodbye.